Thank you for tuning in with the Enchantress. That is me, the Babbler. That is me on this evolutionary, revolutionary rise of enterprise at this time. So if you are tuning into this video now, please note there are 2 other videos before this one that begin to introduce or begin to marinate the topic of discussion that is still finding its way to be transcribed through me. The other 2 videos were recorded still the same day, kind of. It's extremely late. Most people are sleeping. Most humans are sleeping. I did have to go back out to work, and so here I am resuming, or attempting to resume, where kind of I left off on what we're gonna say was video 1 and 2 of this. So this will be number 3. So if you want to follow along in the theme of this Mercury Retrograde infusion of just understanding a concept that has grown stagnant in its approach. You know what I mean? It's like attempting to do something in a new kind of way that never has been done before, so there is no instruction manual to how to. You have to discover it. So that's kind of like what's happening here, because there's a certain mindset construct, whether you are a follower of Vedic astrology or Western astrology. I say both must be infused, understood, seen from grander landscapes to abstractly conceptualize the piece that each plays in our astrological development whole. You know, there's so many pieces of the story that can unfold, be told, and it's up to you where you are on your journey to discover, uncover, dive into whatever resonates with you that is for you in this timeline span. So just brushing it lightly, not going into it full steam ahead, because it's not my topic of discussion to highlight for you the do's and the don'ts of this current time that is perceived in this 3D light of how to survive or navigate through this Mercury retrograde period, and understanding it best for yourself so that you can operate at optimal highest potential that is in agreement and alignment to what it is that you want to create for yourself. All the work that you have already up until this point have put in, not getting swarmed and made to feel foggy too, because of the dominating energies that exist on these lands that understand or comprehend from one lens scope that feed the masses. And so it's easy to what they would call backslide, or not even see the behavioral pattern of conditioning that is life, that has been forged into you and created, that create for you your own involvement and participation. And sometimes, it takes a trigger, a catalyst, or something, or someone else to come and point out for you maybe something that you are not seeing for yourself, or even at that point of before it gets pointed out, don't even see that, and you're like, oh, and then it's like when somebody says something that just makes sense, and you're just like, why I never thought about that before. That is so like right. So it's about like, you know, plucking and peeling and seeing, and you know, through all these multi-dimensional layers of pre-existing things that exist, that have influenced our entire ecosystem and has strongly been a dominating influence in our lives, that have contributed to most of our life experiences to some high level of degree, depending on your upbringing and, you know, and how that dynamic plays out for you in your life, you know. So as 1 and 2 was strongly stating many hours ago, it's about, you know, if you're not into the babble that provides the details, that gift the keys to finally, completely, for as much as you can, observe and learn and grow and see something outside of even it's something, like the human in me is getting distracted at this time for the noise that my cats make over there, beyond, far and yonder, causing me to be like, what is it that they're doing? And so it sounds like in my head, and then, you know, I do my best to stay the course of alignment of whatever it is that I was attempting to convey. I bet. Either way, if you can flow through and appreciate the babble part too, and take in for you the seeds of a line that integrate and align with your shrine and divine, and use that to further align you on your journey and the best that is for you in your own evolution. That is cool, you know, because that's kind of what, even with the evolution of my channel here, that I'm seeing very clear, even for myself, the evolution of just even what it is that I having a party over there. Seriously. Okay. You know, that's just the anal side of me. Wanting absolute silence so that I can babble free without any distractions, you see. But it's all a matter of understanding best why you do what you do, when you do what you do, where you do, whatever you do, you know, that kind of do. And if you are solid with that kind of self inner know and open to that, you might encounter certain things along your way that are going to fully further expand your right now moment of understand to a grander inner stand, that it's so expansive that it never ends, it's infinite. And that is why this is like a wonderland, you know. But Either way, there's gems in the details of the babbles. And it's all a matter of appreciating them for whatever they are. And then if you don't, you can click up to. So, here we have this Knight of Swords, taking action kind of energy that's coming out. This came out when, before I hit record, because I was having, like, I've been sitting here for like an hour prior to hitting record. Caught myself trapped in the cycles of my mind, trying to get back into the energy of a line that I was in hours ago in regards to completing this message about whatever it was that was trying to be born through my execution of whatever it is I deliver this message as, in whatever way, shape, or form. And, you know, the babbles, you know, they come out, they're free, but, you know, finding the words to express something is unknown even to me, you know? And then I caught the human side of me overthinking, and I'm like, whoa, 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 babbles are flow free. What are you doing? And then just breathe, knowing that it'll come into its own rhythm and beats as it's supposed to, you know? Knowing that plan, having that level of expansiveness in my strategy of how I vibrate these kind of inner knowings and growings that are not taught to us in this realm of perceived 3D existence that we are awakened to. These things we are learning through our unlearning, and it's taking the unlearning process to get to the learning process, and this is all a process for our progress, and everybody's timeline is not the same. Right? So, granted. So you have these Mercury Retrograde energies that are just on a mass, on a worldwide mass kind of level of those that follow these kind of esoteric realms of occult knowledge, or whatever you want to call it, as astrology, and, you know, another just form of science that has been studied and shared. The World card. The World card. Yeah. This infusion of the, like, I feel like, you know, even though it's like day and night, just showing the polarities of that kind of thing of the world. You are the world, right? Experiencing itself, right? Like, the knowing of the alchemy and being conscious of it too, while applying new ways of doing things. This is the practical approach of transmuting things that no longer serve, behaviors that no longer serve, mindsets that no longer serve, emotions that no longer serve. Not that they ever did, but again, there's growth in everything. So being like hip to what's coming up when it comes up, because that's what's up, you then find your truth so that you can pluck out the conditioned root that was put there for you, that you had to adapt to, that no longer serves you. And so you're finding your truth under that construct. And so now you're like, all right, I pluck this one that I'm experiencing right now out, and I face it. I get to know this. I get to understand this, and I get to then understand my reactive to this. And I get to travel deep, as deep as the sea. Never ending, infinite, you see. Even whatever it is that I find that grants me peace in the moment of this kind of clarity, I know that even that can evolve and change for me, whenever that is going to be. The important part is the resonance with self. That's what's going to be able to help you on your health, maintaining that health that is necessary for your building of foundations, for your longevity, for your sustainability, for your evolution, right? So, no matter what form of astrology one partakes in or believes in, if they do, it's pretty much believed or made to be understood that when Mercury goes retrograde, no matter the science behind the astrology you choose to practice or believe in more than so than any other, or not know much about any other, just what you know or have grown to know, and that's it, and so you stick with that, you know. It's similar to, like, you know, choosing which religion best suits your current evolution of understanding, hopefully, or understanding. So whatever. So either way, it's pretty much clearly understood that when Mercury goes retrograde in whatever sign it is under, or that it falls under, that it's influencing, that's the energy of influencing the environment, like amplified due to the belief of Mercury. What makes Mercury go retrograde is usually everything moves from east to west, all the planets in the orbit of the sun or whatever, Earth, whatever, right? This is what we're told and sold to believe in, all this kind of thing. Don't get too caught up in the details of the placement of things that have been theorized and made to be factualized and a lot of kind of things. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So instead of it going from east to west, it's going from west to east, perceived based off of the view from this level, this lens, this scope on Earth, how it appears from this standpoint, that the planet would be moving backwards, which would then, if it was moving backwards instead of further away, also mean that technically it's closer, or perceived to be moving closer to Earth, although the planet just literally just slows down its tempo and changes its skip and its beat and goes against, I guess, our level, our human level of understanding why a planet can skip its own beats and beat to its own drum, like, you know. So you have to say you have to explain it somehow, and then you have, everyone's a scientist. Everyone's an observer, everyone's a learner, student. So you have everyone that partakes in this kind of leveling of education through case studies and stuff like that over time have documented their observations of the influence that when something like this would occur in our planetary systems, how its energies were felt or received or perceived, or how experiences, all that have been documented, add up to this phenomena of amplified energy that is being influenced by this planetary happening that we have no control of, and we are being told is happening, because they know this, right? So now you have knowledge being shared to a mass media that all, depending on, all have different placements of wherever they are in their life, leveling of even intellect, being able to compute something, the ability to be able to entertain a thought and not take it in as your own, and be able to speak on it with such detached opinion or vibration or frequency, giving off to whatever it is that you're speaking about, to be able to come from that kind of place, right? I'm about to make this video number 4 because I'm still thinking I'm uploading the other 2, I think, and it's taking forever. So, yeah, so this is going to be a video number 4, moving on to, to the point that will finally be made, hopefully in video number 4, grounding, building foundations for symbolic. So this 2020, new year, 2020, equivalent to 4, building our foundations, our roots, understanding that too, plucking out our conditioned, our learned, conditioned, fed to a system that is being triggered for us to see so that we can align with certain levels of truths about things. And then so here we are. Here we are, all affected in some way, whether we are conscious of it or not, by an influencing and dominating energy that influences our environments. These are like the vortexes of portals of energies that humans feed on a day-to-day basis, all stemming from their life experiences that create for them this reactive energetic response that then shoots its ball into any one of the already active vortex of baskets that most never question. They just continue to feed what has been made for them to understand. Just the way that it is, right? Anyways, before earlier, I didn't even move it. I left it here when I left to go work. Uranus was pulled in like video number 1 or 2. I can't even remember. Your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. And the other one was Aquarius, which was, they put that on the camera. You go back to video number 1 and 2. This energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. I want to talk about how these are interpreted in these cards in video number 4, and how we can apply that to whatever it is that is being transcribed through me at this time. Thank you.